Go hi, yo. Welcome to the stream. Would this be considered male on stream? Anyways, sorry about that. All washrooms were occupied. I don't know how that happened, but all bathrooms were occupied, and I had to run to find one. I was like, wait. I just needed an idol meeting, bruh. Anyways, today we are playing Ace Attorney's Investigations Collection. Yippee! Today I am Mercy Edgeworth, Miles Modiste. Good question. How is the volume, by the way? Can you even hear it? I think you can hear it. Pretty quiet. I know it's pretty quiet. It's quiet for me too. New game, HD Pixar. Oh my gosh, which one should I choose? HD? I see HD first. Okay, we'll do HD. Kind of like Pixel, but you know, HD is like the new thing, you know? It's better on the eyes. Okie dokie. Start from episode 1. Turnabout visitor. Well, you guys should have spoken faster. If you wanted Pixel, speak faster. Are these the Edgeworth Pro Tag one? Yeah. March 14. Oh, it's the day before my birthday. 1:16 a.m. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? The job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Merry Christmas. I'm a prodigy amongst prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. March 14, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutors Building, 12th floor hallway. This is a big building. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Is this your office? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood! Shocked. What the? What is the meaning of this? Freeze! Wait, sorry, that's not the honey. It's Edgeworth. Identify yourself. Shut up. Shut up. Humph. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? silhouette man. Yeah, from Detective Conan. It took me a while. It took me a while, honey. Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth. Sorry. went full gremlin for a second there. And I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. March 14, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Is that the Steel Samurai? Wait, hold up. He's got a flower with the jabot in the vase as well. Wild. Is it a jabot or a cravat? It's a jabot, right? I knew it. I knew it. I know my fashion, everyone. You guys know me. I was studying fashion for kayfabe. Wait, hold on. He's got like a million tea. Wait a second. That's like Harvey's and Sons tea. That's like the European tea. Yeah. See, you see that? It's the same label of Harvey's and Sons. Merci Modiste. Special talent. Spying brand name things and things based off of brand names. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Mr. Edwards, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct. And one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. I have read so much yaoi with Gumshoe and Miles Edgeworth. And sometimes it's Mr. Gumshoe in the chair. Crush on Mr. Edgeworth. In the chair is Phoenix in the room. Of course, they're married. You know, he's in the chair. Watching. Taking notes. On... attorney things. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? Go on. No, that's it. That's the full sentence. No, I'm fine, however. Ack! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! He's such a simp. I'm sorry. You guys ever realize how much of a simp Gumshoe is for Miles Edgeworth? It's so good. I'll say the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, that sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. Sorry, I was gonna do a deep voice, but I feel like I can't do that. He's very dorky. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ho ho! That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Unlike Phoenix, I see. He memorizes it and doesn't write it down. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, okay, hold on. I can do this. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office? Hold on, I need to mute a bit because I wanna blow my nose. Okay. The office key, for security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. What do you mean, sir? Never mind, I can do the voice. If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Gumshoe, I'm sorry! Last night we were playing Sakura Wars. Gumshoe would unfortunately be arrested for stupidity. By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? He would. Even if he is a cop, he would. First, I recall the information we've gathered with L. Oops. That was just a big dongle on my my controller. I'm really lazy, so today I'm using my Hori controller. The one with that has the two that can like plug into the Switch. It was gifted to me by Snippets. And then there's like a middle part where you can click it together and it becomes like a controller. I'm using this one today. It's not very comfortable on the hands, but it's not like there's that much, you know, screaming and button mashing in Ace Attorney, is there? Now to use L and recall the facts. Okay. Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office and the office key, and then we connect it? Ooh! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. No quick time events with this one? Maybe. Maybe, guys who played this, are there any quick time events? I don't think so. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been coughing a lot lately. It's been like super rainy. So, because the Barbie asthma, because it's been like super raining, the air quality is a little different, so I tend to get more coughs than usual. I mean, like, I cough a lot because of like asthma, but like usually I find rainy days usually tend to make me cough even more. The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. You see what I mean? Like, he totally has a crush on him, right? He's like such a... He's like, you know, he's into him. Golden Retriever X Black Cat dynamic. What would you guys put me as? Am I Golden Retriever? Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, all the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Purple Retriever, shut up! Orange Cat! Really? I'm Orange Cat coded? The ones that cause problems? Let's get started with the investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. Ooh, okay. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir! I don't know if you're pawn enough for Orange Cat. Am I... Well, I'll let the people decide. Am I pawn enough for... Not purple, sorry. Orange Cat. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you feel lost and want to talk, just use X, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. What's this say? Gum? I don't believe it! I packed those files on those shelves so tight! That's not even an earthquake! How could they make them fall off? But just look at them! At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Are we not? Is that not blood? Are we sure that's not blood? Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdomen area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area. Wait, it looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went through the body's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way to know. Way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have to press R to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Okay, we check his wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge detective. Oh, hey! I have the exact same type, actually. What a coinkydink! Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Mr. Buddy Faith. The names always gets me. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Victim was a detective. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Kohayo, is this Mercy's first Ace Attorney game? No, I played every single Ace Attorney game, except for this one. There's nothing of interest here. Your files are all over the floor, sir! They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Signs of a struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Oh, I tried so hard to keep the place spotless while you were away. I mean, this has just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Didn't at the beginning you just did? You were like, I hope he kept it tidy. No, I guess that's different, huh? Well, I water the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it's sparkled. Does he have a life? Okay, nothing there. Sorry. We're pixel hunting right now. I think we're good. Okay, what have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. I mean, I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. I told you he has like a major crush on Mr. Edgeworth. Detective. I don't really like guns on that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the one used by this precinct's detectives. Revolver found at the crime scene. It is the same model as those used by the precinct detective. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. I'll do that after I look at things. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna go work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Okay, you know what? I'll do some L search. Okay. Okay, was a detective. There we go. Connect the dots. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir! On it, sir! On it now, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see here. What have we got here? Mr. Edwards, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Victim's revolver data jolted down in my organizer. Victim's revolver, it can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see what else we can find about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the R to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use L and R to zoom in and get in the nitty-gritty. I see a horse. Oop. One's gone. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vict with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but this is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find. We should send the body to Jim! Oh, why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Nay. Are you all right? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh! We know who did it, but now we gotta figure out why. Look at him. Jim looks like he just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Well, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman. Prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. The names always get you, huh? So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. I thought Jock was a bowler or a tennis player with that bit. Yeah, but it's like, you know, jock, like a person who's good at sports and is into sports, kind of Like a jock. I love Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney, my favorite! Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusion, pal! Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here! High prosecutors' office doors all have locks built into them, and only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edwards has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me! Oh, way to go, Gumshoe. Way to go. You just picked an easy target. Oops, nope. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. Mr. Gumshoe, please! So it's you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, pal! You got it all wrong! Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman. Correct. If you're a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only begun. Isn't it a bit too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? No. A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your own investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir? I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Suspicious that he decided to handshake the officer with disposable gloves, huh? Maybe to get rid of gun residue, mayhaps? I should probably give them some space. Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? Like an idol? Like an idol? Unrelated, but am I able to use audios and photos of you for edits? What kind of edits? If it's a creative endeavor, fine. If it's potentially, if it's out of context and inflammatory, no. That's against my company's TOS. But otherwise, use whatever you want. Enjoy your creative endeavors. Woohoo! What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective, not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There's a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Sorry, give me a second. The boyfriend! The husband! But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. I'm sorry. I've been, like, shipping, like, Ace Attorney characters for, like, ever, okay? And my, like, OTP has always been, like, Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. This one? Eureka! Urethra! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right! However, the gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too! Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? That. It's a secret safe. So it's a secret safe! Oh, I smell money! I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that! Achoo! Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it in once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor office has one. Really? I had no idea! Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Trial evidence used. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Why is it all scratched up then, huh? Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. Secret safe. Each prosecutor has only one. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with information we have. That's nice. That's nice, but I want to look over here. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on this card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalks? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared any harm. He's happy that's the one thing that survived! Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What was it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production value and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess Warrior of Little Old Tokyo and Nico Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives its presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least that much. And the conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Oh, he's a fan. Oh, it's your trophy. Knight of prosecutors, right? King of prosecutors, and it's not a trophy; it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir! I'm gonna have to try saying that sometimes! Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir! The killer is going to pay this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this! The tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks! So silly. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. This picture is so important. It's too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. I didn't finish looking at this, I guess. Oh. I never knew there was a safe hidden back here. If the detective knew about them, then there wouldn't be a secret now, would they? Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden cameras, right? And what if there was? Ah, no, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. You cleaned up after, right? So, when I said he has a crush on him, does anyone doubt me now? I'm waiting. No? Do I even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? Mm-hmm. There's nothing of interest here. Nothing. Okay, all of that is done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. Talk to him. Look at my desk. It's been a while since I last sat at this desk. Oh, how I missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah, the thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. Absolutely not. Your point's been proven. I know. Mercy, okay, I'll just hold it. Everybody hold it. Or let me hold it. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit the desk never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Is he just finding reasons to dock his pay? Ouch, they even knocked over a chess set! I had it set up ready when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. We did that. I'm gonna look at him. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Wait, talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Okay, check mark. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear, I'll find your killer and bring him to justice. You wait and see, it'll be for the both of us. Now then, you want to talk to me about something? No, that's all right. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. Okay, let's put things together. Let's see, killer's goal, signs of a struggle. Okay, so the white fingerprints and the killer's goal sounds like they would fit together, don't you guys think? I'm gonna connect them. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what was it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Let's see, signs of a struggle and motive theft? Maybe you can connect these? There is a possibility the files splayed on the floor are not the results of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help! So this file goes here and the book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done! It would appear the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelves are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. But the bullet is down there. And then the guy fell. And then the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there was something wrong with this picture. This? Why is the bullet down here? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Anyways, that's the contradiction, right? Can I look at these, though? I'm gonna look at everything. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. The prints on the floor, too. They must have been made with... When unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Hey, but the man... All back! Just as they should, sir! Doesn't look like anything's missing! Although it does look like the killer removed the body and flipped through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. It appears the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves... Wait, the blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well! In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth! Sure. Anyways, let's deduce this part. This spot somehow connected to the evidence I hold. Yeah, clean through the victim's abdomen, right? Present. Urethra! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or laying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What was the faulty assumption that caused this bullet's position? The order of the files, right? Right, guys? I would say yeah, order makes sense. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, actually. Oh. Oh, yeah, see? You see how the files were shot began with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down here after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the number's all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Ah, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the file in numerical order and see what we find. There, that's more correct. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Don't move the body! But okay. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Should we really let Detective Gumshoe do this? As suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. Wait. Sorry. History. What was that? And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? At least put him in a comfy chair. No! It's still a crime scene. Also, I told you the side here, it's like it has letters. It probably says Gumshoe. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene's as it is at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. You guys don't see it. Hold on. Maybe I can move it? See, it says... See? It says gum. Right there. Show it. So. Yes, ne? Okay. This. Well, what is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir! It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen file data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. It looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And the most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words are more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! Poor I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out. Senpai! Senpai! Thank you, Yellow Noel, for subscribing to Snippets and Mod tier. Thank you. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? I always do what I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you please explain it to me, sir? Let's do it. Might as well. I think it's funny that Edgeworth always tries to dock Gumshoe's pay somehow. Even though he's so loyal, it's so cute. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with write and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use X, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct. In those times, I need to press the witness with L. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out more information or new or modified testimonies. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. We love pressing. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Mr. Portsman's logic. Okay. Press. You guys want me to press everything? Hold it. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? I want peanut butter and jelly. But Jim isn't even close to this guy's real name. Well, Jock and Buddy just sounds off somehow. I think Jock and Buddy sounds pretty good. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. Press. Hold it. Do you really think it was necessary to just fill my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, what are you Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that his life is getting too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 squirrel meals every day, pal! Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but please give him a raise. Poor thing. What evil prosecutor were you paired up with? And what? No motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body like it was sitting in front of the bookshelves. Hold it. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway, but thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Hold it. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal! There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impression alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth! Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike. Okay, and it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. Okay, hold on. Press one more time.
Hold it.
He just admitted that this was the perfect setup. Like, bro, this guy, am I right, everyone? He just admitted it. Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was outstanding detective. I would expect no less from a former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you spouting out over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now, to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. Okay. Okay, what's the evidence again? I'm kind of hungry. It's really funny, but I'm kind of hungry. Guys, would you mind if I grab some food? 'Cause actually, I don't have peanut butter and jelly. But I bought my mom bought like 6 samosas for like $2, and they're like expiring today. So I'm gonna go grab some samosas. I'll probably eat them upstairs, and I'll be back like real soon, okay? I'll eat fast. But like, I just thought about it and I was like, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jelly. Wow, sandwiches. Wow. You know what sandwiches has? Dough. You know what's dough? Samosas. Okay, where's my BRB? about that. How was the snacky? It was good. Good samosas. And even better, I love the price tag. I get like six samosas for $2. It's okay to buy expired things sometimes. And they're pretty big samosas too. If I wasn't such a fat ass, I'd eat one, and that would constitute as 6 meals. But in fact, I am a big fat ass, so I eat 2. I eat 2 at a time because they're delicious. You can't be satisfied with just one. So that only leads to about 3 meals. And I already had some today. Anyways, present, right? This one. I think. Do I present it here? Yay! Do I present the other one? Hold on. No, it's this one. I'm pretty sure. It was this one. I think it's this one. Should we present it? We're gonna present it. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Yeah, bringing a bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Well, what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? Well, what? That's impossible! That's... What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing? That's a good detail. Do you guys see the detail where the sweat doesn't go past the sweatband? The file on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine. It's possible that they could have taken the files before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone and there's only half of the H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit in this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Gasp! Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. I love Gumshoe, he's so stupid. That's so low, I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir, you'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant, absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the phrase me, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some, that's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edwards just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Stop moving, you're cold! Well, I was thinking, did you know there was one other person with the key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir. Hey, yes, sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as material witness. So security? Did you say security? No, stop, pal, don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Hold up. I thought Miss Bird was the old lady. Who the heck are you? Wait, I swear Miss Bird was an old lady, like dome top, like hair, granny looking. Who are you? The old lady is Wendy Oldbag. Oh, thank you. Never mind. Wendy, old, whatever. Birds, whatever. Thank you. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Maggie! Nah, Bird's in the police room. Okay, thank you. Gumshoe said Wendy send the flowers. Okay, thank you. No spoilers! Wait, no, I played the third game. Never mind! You are free! But also, no spoilers. For anyone who hasn't played yet. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could have very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I was never sneaking into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me, that's right, I did it. Shut up! Gumshoe, shut up! Shut the fuck up! Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Oh, well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! So yeah, it was me! If it was, you'd have no problem with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. Excuse me, I need to mute to burp. A mystery burp! You'll never know what it is! It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key. Master key data jolted down in my organizer. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claim about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. Is it relay or rally? Or whatever. It's all about your reflexes, reaction times, especially for an athlete like me! I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman is to give me more details is to press him. Press him like depression. Okay. Press. Hold it. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but... I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What was that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal! But you can't really trust her not to tell lies, plus I hate wasting time! Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes, ask for more details. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that, Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in it wasn't anywhere by the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Miss Portsman, I believe this is an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would have taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir! If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story, and where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I would never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we just establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is, as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Okay, hold on. How does he know that? I'm gonna press again. Can I press this again? Hold it. I concur that the culprit's motive appeared to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little me. However, with regards to the investigation of the bookshelf and the safe... Hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one opening the door, let's press here. I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis amongst the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth. Running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we're in an argument that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say that since she's the only one who could have opened your office door, that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Press. Is Portsman a prosecutor? Yeah. But we already knew he killed him, so we're just figuring out how. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. I guess I should have known better than to suggest someone like you would. On top of which, she knows our good detectives, doesn't she?
Hold it.
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity amongst us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Well, wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edward? Of course not. That's hogwash. Ew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it.
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spout out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other. Mr. Edward, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence! I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. Okay. I think here's... What do we have? Do you think I should present this, guys? The secret safe? I should present the secret safe. Because, like... No, only prosecutors know about it, right?
Objection.
This is what I think he's doing. When he taps his forehead with that, I think he's like clicking his tongue like... Do you wish to continue insinuating that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to this whole thievery collusion, by the way. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But see? Look at how his sweat like gets absorbed by his sweatband. Sweatband? Sweat headband? Is it called a sweatband? It's called a sweatband, right? Yeah, the sweatband's doing work. I used to work out a lot when I was like in university. I used to use the university gym because it was free. And because I had a student discount, I could get like Pilates classes for like really cheap or close to free. And so I worked out a lot. But now I can't afford that because I graduated and I am now a somewhat productive member of society. I miss being a student sometimes! But she got offended by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Look, guys! The sweat's overflowing that it's like bouncing off of the headband. Do you guys see it? Isn't that cute? known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Sorry, I have to. I'm sorry. Is my voice acting weird? What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you? Well, what's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him, too. Obviously, that was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim is the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but that's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen here, pal. How many times I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir... We have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. How exciting! It moves so fast. Save my progress, of course. This is what I like about Ace Attorney games, is that it moves fairly fast. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway, March 14th for 18 a.m. What's with the prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyways. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Yippee! I see something here. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Like this. that missing old zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief only took what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what were in the zero files about, sir? I guess they got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court cases. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. Have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to this case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Anyways, we found it. Well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway. Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimonies up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning naturally. But the thief's not under here. I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under there anyways. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. I think. Yep. Clean. What's this basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of these sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Oh my gosh, there's even a... What's a basketball hoop doing here? Didn't it used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and how was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Is everything all right? Is everything all right? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and finally had 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice. Stay focused on, or you may start to lose even more weight. Okay, hold on. Anything else? Investigate this. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. 1202. 4 numbers on the plate alone proclaims to be my office. Whoops! Hey, those number plates slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plate off when the room becomes vacant, you know. Although the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Why, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job if not leaving any clues behind. Minimalistic, yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would phrase a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live to your full potential, then that's a pregnant trait that anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That's a long pause. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. Haha, about that. Haha. Silly Billy. Okay. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a little bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream! A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth! I don't think I'd like to be cross-examined by Miles Edgeworth. That seems like that would put me in a terrible position. I can't let this chance pass by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with X. Sure, my prosecutor's badge. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I try that on just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Let's talk about the victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before. Thank you, Beef Druid, for the 10. The voice you're doing for Edgeworth is really good. You always do a good job with character voices. Between this game and Sakura Wars yesterday, snippets are really getting spoiled this week. Guess why I was hired? Guess why I was hired by VAllure? Background. She can voice act? What? No, for real? Huh? Gee, golly gee, I didn't realize I could do that. And also this laugh. This is another reason why I got hired. And all my haters who were like, why is she even here? Well, I got chosen out of like, what, hundreds of auditions? Eat it. Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun! Just once I would love to play with them! It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was passing the ball, sir. On second thought, I didn't think I'd have fit in that well with them. Okay, Maggie Bird. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was on the force, sir! One day she got caught up in a murder and things started to go downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer! Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Talk to me about your key. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. I want to present her everything. I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that. Other than... hit the guard with it? It's like talking to another gumshoe. Okay. I just wanted to see if she had something fun. She didn't say hit the guard with it. She just said guard it. Oops. What did you use the master key for? What did you mean by you use the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered the prosecutor who forgot his key! It was Mr. Portsman, sir! What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down the security, sir. And that's when you loaned him the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone! I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what happened after that? Oh, he called me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That's around 1:30 a.m., I think. Okay. But she looks... she looks really cute in uniform, her. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. What are you doing here? It looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? I forgot his name! But he throws his hair. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of the basketball hoops, sir. Well, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room... Wait, oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth... We put him next door, sir. Frank saw it, right! I just remember him having the freak out and throwing his hair. His toupee. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is November 2nd. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. I'm even wasting my time thinking about this. The door is locked tight. Hee hee, I bet the old credit card trick won't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could go through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who the culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you brought it from? Just the door itself, minimalistic. Let's Cassie. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense, a man does not become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he does seem more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. And then this one. It's Mr. Portsman's personal... It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop! I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office ever since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? Okay. Oops. Do I have the L? Another handgun. Master key. Stolen. Use master key. Can I add the two master keys together? Double master key. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal! I mean, sir! You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Whoa! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth! You saw the contradiction like a pro! I totally forgotten all about it, but thanks to you, I remember it now! You're right! It was around the very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Mr. Portsman's office data jotted down in my organizer. Can I open it myself? No. Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. I don't need your help, Gumshoe. I just want to see. I wonder if I can, like, ask her more questions. Oops. Can I present to her this? I've had to open Mr. Portsman's office up for him a number of times before. I also had the chance to see the inside of his office a number of occasions too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it, to the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. But maybe I just feel that way because I'm jealous since I don't have even a single one. Don't say that, Maggie! I'll make a special Guard of the Month award just for you! Thanks for trying, but I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir! Okay. I wanna... What do I do now? Do I check this? It looks like I checked everything. Dun, dun, dun. Do I really have to talk to Gumshoe now? Okay, let's talk to Gumshoe then. Anything of interest? Okay, Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing, but I noticed that Mr. Portsman called his partner Jim. And the detective in the Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them is a big fan of that show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too. Of course! The tight bond of friendship between persecutor and detective is great, sir. It's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective. I think you're mistaking it with pity. How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too! That's so sad! I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir! Examine anything and everything with A. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with R. For information. For information and leads is an L. That's it! Good job, sir, Deductive reasonable is the way to go. It's called deductive reasoning, detective. Clearly something you lack. About Miss Bird. No way she's the killer! Please don't tell me you buy into that accusation, sir! Rest assured, I think she's innocent. However, I need to ask her a few things regarding her security guard position. Well, if you're only asking that, that's okay. Just stand next to her and then press A. Then you two can talk about whatever topic you pick. When you want to ask her about the evidence, all you have to do is present it with X. After you choose what to show her, press X again, and off you two go. I recommend showing different people different things. You'll be surprised by what they say. Thank you for the explanation, though I don't recall asking you for one. Oh, just say you know, sir. You can show me evidence the same way, too. I do believe it's time to get down to business and ask some question of Miss Bird. Ignored again. Ace investigator. I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this! Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done! A real seasoned pro of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know, you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use, right to look around. But don't you worry, sir. The R command will only show up when you need it. I knew that as well. And when you think there's a contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with the suspicious-looking area. Then press X and choose your poison, evidence. When you've settled on a piece, you've got to present it with X again. I'm pretty sure I already know that as a detective. If you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. IW Ace Detective. Class is missed. And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. Present to him stuff. Your persecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. But, it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be. There's no need to suck up to me, detective. He's suddenly really sad. I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do other than arrest it. Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait. Victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine. A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that. I don't really use my gun at all, sir. The only time I ever use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. You were doing so well until the last bit. I had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I've caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Mr. Edgeworth. Of Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least, I hope so. I'm just a lowly detective, so yeah. Just wanted to see your stuff. Okay, well, what if we look at stuff again? Like, can we look at this? Or this? Wait, hold on. Maybe here? Like this, right? Present? Okay, this one's a little weird, so I'm gonna try to see if I'm doing this right. If I do it wrong, please forgive me. What if Miss Bird said it's true? Then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right! Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is examine these. Should we do prints on the number plate? Yeah, prints on the number plate, right? Because the doorknobs were wiped. The master key has changed hands, potentially. So yeah, prints on the number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything, really? Like what, sir? Like, well, for example, such as... Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Oh, I thought you meant to see if there was, like, anyone who switched it. Wow, that's amazing, sir. How did you know? That's supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth. I thought it would be, like, the number plate. Is it the master key or the doorknob? Oh. Yeah, fingerprints. I thought I was on to something. Okay, we'll try doorknob next. Prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, pal, you do us a favor and you see if you can lift it from this, okay? So, what did you find? Find out! There's no need for such a belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Miss Faith's print on the doorknob. It's only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir! Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? Buddy, right?
Take that!
Am I wrong? We already found Mr. Portsman, Mr. Fate's Princer. I got the wrong last name. Is that so? I got the wrong last name! I'm so stupid! Well, there should only be one other person who left their mark on this. It should be Miss Bird. Sorry. I misread and thought they said Miss Bird and Portsman's fingerprints. I'm so stupid.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Mr. Portsman office data updated in my organizer. What have we here? Oh, something fell. Or house noises, I don't know. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, first off, we have... This was moved. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir! I guess it's shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. And look at this. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach you to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. Looks like a note from the victim. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. But it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. Note left behind by victim, data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. No! I wanted to look at the door more! Poking around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. How's so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth! As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it! That's exactly what my logic sense were telling me too! I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir! That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Hi, prosecutor office room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let's make a gander at it. Pass it here. Why did he toss it? Oh, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman, and we got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jocks Portman, that you are a guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, but if you promise to stay out of our way, you intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? Oomph, oomph, I can see right through the unslightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who never thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I gotta stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours is sucking my I mean explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there is a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask do you propose I unlocked the door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I got work to do, so we're done here. Press everything. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on with evidence. We're gonna press him. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but... My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me, I'd say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Crash. Oh, and pray, what kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had motive for killing him. And that is not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. That is more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend that you review that word evidence, what word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Okay, press. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Hold it.
Unfortunately, I believe I already have shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing as I insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yes. You claim to have no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Haha, alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then, I propose that you use this to open my door. How do I go? Wait. There we go. You use the master key, right?
Take that.
I believe you were able to open my door with the master key, no less.
Objection.
Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key. You already know. Precisely, you were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. Maggie Bird.
Take that.
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? Well, what? You have quite the imagination! And why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted. Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on the door, for example. That's right! They do slide out pretty easily! Furthermore, you used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room? The basketball! The basketball hoop.
Take that.
And yeah, that's what we wanted to check! I was too early! The game tricked me. It thought I was too smart for it. You guys agree, right? I was too smart for the game. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Gwah! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see, so that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture's a little off the racetrack. Conjecture, Roberto. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. And my jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Conjecture rebuttal. Now you're spouting nonsense. I'm gonna press. Nonsense, you say? Yeah, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door. Press. Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it.
And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jogged when I had the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so you don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it.
I think I'd given you quite a few reasons, actually. But none of those would stand up in their own. Then what about all the evidence? It's all circumstantial. No judge will convict on such flimsy evidence. It seems to be trembling a little. One more push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. It's this one, right? I present here, right?
Objection.
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? How? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all the prints in my office door knobs have been wiped clean. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. But that doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time. Is that really a fact, or is that fiction? Hey, why would I lie to you? I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time, as you claim. This one, right?
Take that!
This note is that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and the detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard some sound coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. Transform? And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on his face of this office's finest prosecutor, and he makes a huge mistake accusing me of it's simply too much to bear. There's just nothing like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth, just explained to it, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit the actual crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob down as well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the doorknob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. But then your fingerprints and the other guy's fingerprints, Mr. Faith, wouldn't be there either. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be there. No, it would... They would have no prints. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for a note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he simply overlooked it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. All right, you said airtight, you say? Well, I just realized that I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Yeah? Portsman alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office around 2 a.m., correct? And then it was that you had the unfortunate confrontation with with the culprit. But at that exact time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think that it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir! Sir, yes, sir! I will check his alibi, sir! Be right back! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just as Mr. Portsman says. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Alright, let's go! Okay. Press.
Hold it.
You are correct, it was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's real important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh! Giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. It's when you had the unfortunate confrontation gunpoint with the culprit.
Hold it.
I need a burp again. That was a nasty one. I almost threw up in my mouth. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection.
Oh, come now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh, well, that doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But that exact time I was down in criminal affairs.
Hold it.
So you paid the Sorry. So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detective will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi.
Hold it.
Well, we did go ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you at around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I have up my sleeve. Possible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say something back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line and that's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle! Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt upon his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. And then another handgun, right? I'm gonna connect them. There were 2 bullets left in the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it's entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Files disarray. And then another visitor. It's like the culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? There we go. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. We suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed to my back.
Objection.
Mr. Portsman, it seems I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? It has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was your average thief. Thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means, in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there are 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you are really innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grrr! Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Oh, why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office. That would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it odd that he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seemed the thief found their prize. They stole the 0 file, right, sir? Correct, only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves are getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now, do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and not, in fact, Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing that if your theory is right, it wouldn't indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir! But he has a point. I absolutely have no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this! Don't worry, Maggie, I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman alibi part 2. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but I already said I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now's the time to have those dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Okay.
Hold it.
Actually, no. I wouldn't. Well, why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Fate's killer very clearly left those letters on the spine of those files. And if it was after they were on there, the thief stole one of them. You mean zero file, right? And that's how we know that the letters themselves were a setup and not from Mr. Fate. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think that either. Yeah, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it.
Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything after all. I hate to repeat myself, but I already said I was training in my room.
Hold it.
But according to Mr. Fate's note, hold on, I thought we were already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. And then okay. Jim came to deliver some evidence to me I was down at Criminal Affairs.
Hold it.
Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And one of the evidence he brought. They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks.
Hold it.
A gun and a pendant. Yes, and this gun, which was the murder weapon, and this pendant, which belongs to the victim. And why are you taking them to Criminal Affairs? There was something in the past case file I wanted to compare these two. And all of that has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found. Okay, and then press again, and then I guess we'll look at it. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deduction. Oh, then let's see you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key for the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. That's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly that I laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here. Just have to find a way to prove it. Okay, give me a second. Okay, let's present. The gun? Should I present the gun there? I'm gonna present the gun there.
Objection.
I must object your line of logic. Which part do you have an objection to? It's yes. Well, dang it! Okay, hold on.
Hold it.
Not the pendant, then? Let's see. What evidence do I have? There it is! 3 pieces of evidence. You were supposed to get 3 pieces of evidence, not 2.
Objection.
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe it! To get tripped up by simple arithmetic! Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. What? Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is all a part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me! No! Hey, what's this? Yeah, this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it appears that you would have something to hide. But why would he hide something like this? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail for the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Oh, hey. What's this? I'm gonna examine this first. The KG8 incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give this casing a thorough once-over. Blood! Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Fate's blood? No, you've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious! Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that! Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Fate. No! Impossible! He swallowed his medal. March 14th, 5:57 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turns out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in the murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, it's nothing really compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If I'd been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd throw my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There was even rumors about how some of the evidence he used is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession! You never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, well, whenever we get near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain it was to steal something. That's just between me and you, sir, but there is a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh? Well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. It suddenly went quiet and I got worried. Present?
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was! And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is it a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it's the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, like a Tengu? Under the mark of the legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to mass media, along with the single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look! Something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put those stolen files. So the person who stole the content of the files was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Yeah. Favorite podcast, yeah. Yep. Yippee! Yippee! Turnabout Airlines! Hee! How much do we have? Not much. I wanna keep going, but oops. I wanna keep going, but I also have a really early stream tomorrow too. Should I do like a little bit of the next case? That was peak voice acting, Mercy. I love voice acting Ace Attorney because they're so funny. Wanna just look at the intro? Let's just look at the intro then. Okie dokie. Thank you for thinking that my voice acting is top tier. Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Thank you for thinking that. The Return of the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day. Blah, blah, blah. Can't read fast enough. My bad. 2 days earlier. Go you. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, lounge. I can't believe that there's an elevator in an airplane. What kind of bougie-ass airplane is this? Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittingly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this, a travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. Oof. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead! Please, calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions. All without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. He's in handcuffs. You don't see him. But look, hold on, let me move myself. He's so mad. Look, he's so mad. The little baby, the little angry baby. Look at the angry baby. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Teniro. Unfortunately, we had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid! I caught a glimpse and it was a murder! What? A murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and makes its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of the area of turbulence, I ask you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. He's so mad! I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy! Now you listen here. I'm not the killer. I simply found the body! So you say, however, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw, and there's even strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the power vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation, I'm more concerned with mine. The direction is going in. I'm not about to sit idly by while I get accused of murder! Miss Teniro, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask you what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense, can the professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious of if your explanation fails to fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Very good. Very well, then let's get started. I know for a fact I didn't kill the man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve, but I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. I'm sorry, I know I said it took a break, but we're just jumping right in there, huh? We're just jumping right in there, huh? There's a lot of things that happened so fast. We didn't really get an introduction, so we're just in it, you know? What time is it? I have to make sure I wake up on time. Can do maybe max another hour. Max another hour. No! This is what I mean by like Ace Attorney's too addicting. I told you Ace Attorney's too addicting, okay? Just to be sure you have an early collab tomorrow. I do. I'm filling in since I didn't want to. No, not that I didn't want to, but I didn't have time to do the to initially be a part of the collab because the max number of people for the collab was already met. So I was like, oh, that's okay. I'll join again next time, right? But also, I have a pretty full week, and I kind of want to go back down to like only 3 streams a week. You know what I'm saying? I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. If you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over as soon as we land. That's it. That's her evidence. I don't think I could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. It's fair to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. I'm sure you have already realized that by now, right? A bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it, my professional testimony is accurate and reliable. Unfortunately for you, you're the culprit. You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course. A professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are few who can look at murder with a clear mind. We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. Well, we'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish as the plane makes a splashdown. I fail to see how that would be the common rational thing to do in an emergency. Even until the bitter end, we are to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony?
Hold it.
Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That was what I was about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon.
Hold it.
The murder weapon dripping with blood. Really now. I swear it was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and now listening to your defense all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face.
Hold it!
I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me? Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. What exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound this way. We are within our legal rights to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you are the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. So I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all her doubts? At least I'm close. Her mistakes shine like silver lining in a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Icky! It's probably the murder weapon part. What do I have? A travel wallet, huh?
Objection!
This one? Miss Tenero. Well, what's with all the yelling all of a sudden? Oh, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, saw that blood drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry about, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer that killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. It's still censored! Just grape juice, huh? It's still censored, just grape juice. No, it's just apple juice. Don't worry about it. Then. That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, that should clear up the pesky accusation. Hold it! Wait, just a sec. I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling and tacked on the please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside, even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss De Niro, if you would please be so kind to open the wallet and check the contents for me. All right, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. I want to open it. Grape juice stains on the outer cover. True that it was I who dropped in the juice, however, I didn't do it out of ill intentions. Republic of Borgina. Borginia. Passport. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Hold it! Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is Hicks Akby. Akby B Bay Akbay Hicks Akbay. Type P. What the heck is type P? This is just as I thought. This travel wallet belongs to Mr. Akby Hicks. Akbay? Or is it Akby? Hold on. Akbay, right? Akbay Hicks. Which makes it the victim's property. I don't get the pun. Akbay? Maybe like at bay? Like at bay? Hicks? Hiccups? Hick as in like, you know. Southern hick? According to the wiki, it's a pun on the Japanese word akubi. Akubi? Let's break it down. Wait, akubi. Wait, I do know akubi. It just means yawning, right? Ooh. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. I already knew akubi is yawn. Wow, I'm so dumb. I already knew. You ever just go, you just forget? You ever just forgetty spaghetti? That you know words and you understand some stuff? Like, oopsie daisies. You're like, oh wait, I already knew that. Wow, I brain not function well. You claim to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Miss Tenero's locked. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? Even though I didn't have the murder on me, you still suspect me. I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How could I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Okay, let's do a rebuttal. All his money is already there. Let's press everything. Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim? Not at all. Oh, and why not? Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. You think I stole it? Yes, I'm very sorry to say, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage. It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple.
Hold it.
I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight. That is more than enough of a reason. How do you figure? He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you?
Hold it.
You think I was after his money? Where did that mammy? Cockamamie idea come from? True, you are also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you in those deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines! They're perfectly normal, not part of my natural face! Cockamamie. Why is she suspicious because I got forehead wrinkles? I don't think I ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. All his damn money is there! Hold on. Details. Go Airlines. Yeah, all his money's stinking there.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. Well, what are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about the scene would have proved that the motive for murder was not the money? Because the money is still dang there!
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Ah! That's right, the floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale that these are the very things the killer was after. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer, and I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money gathering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet! Yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in the wallet was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you are really insisting that this was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark and looking into the light from the elevator. It's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought that I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth? Thank you for releasing me. What is it now? Miss Tenero, could you please translate? I'd be much obliged. Yeah, it sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said he is giving the roundabout! I don't require an interpreter, I speak English as well, see? You, the attendant! Yes, sir? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport! I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear what you would like me to be held under arrest and why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time! You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs! I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent, yes. I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I'm Zinc LeBlanc the second. I am a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout. I have to explain? Unbelievable! I will say it once and only once! I do not have even a second to waste! Time is money, as they say! Yes, and you continue to blather on. I saw it! Yes, I did! I saw the victim go into the elevator! Going down to the lounge! I'm sorry, that poster? License to love, laugh, maim, and murder. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. Should I give him a French accent? I don't know. LeBlanc is a French name, but it sounds like he's like super foreign though. And what is the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, wait, you saw him at 6. Ah! What was that? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands. See, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after the patch of turbulence, I would say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say the man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at the time was this prosecutor, yes? Me too. I was watching a movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. 1 fine glass of grape juice? 1? A single one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is 28. He's on his 29th bottle of wine now. I was still eating. I still haven't finished, see? Yo, is that a Sega Saturn? But also, oh man, that's some good looking food. I would love a huge steak, a huge baguette, and a huge sundae. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose? No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have to put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say? But do you have what you say? The evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course! I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with the annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. From the description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say, I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop, or organizer I can see, but that's kind of Low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand! Not a fragment of beauty. Oh, it produces ugly sound. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Nero. Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. Oof, I don't like the sound of that fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will be destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! That sounds... This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. Oh, her little run is cute. You are not planning to erase evidence while you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there's one condition. I'm to supervise you. Can you guarantee that? Of course, I see no problem with the stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still a suspect in this case. Grrr! I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use X to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Hold up. Hold up. Excuse me, may I have a word with you? You there. If you need something, please ask Miss Rhonda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! You guys don't see it. But I'm ogling her, and you don't get to ogle her. I'm terribly sorry, but she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. We can ogle at you instead. Yeah, you can. I'm so happy that you guys can only ogle me. I want to go back. Shit. Hold on. I'm getting tired now, so. I think this should be a good place to stop. Because I have an early stream tomorrow. I have to get ready and wake up earlier than usual. So yeah, I think this will be it for today's stream. Normally I would stream longer, but unfortunately I do have a early stream tomorrow. I no stream. After that there's no later stream either. So at this point I will be on my kind of like small break. For members, I might change up members a little bit because I want I might change it up a little bit in order to get some more work done. Otherwise I will be late on my contractual obligations. So I'd like to, I would 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 like to I'd like to see if I can change it around a wee little bit. And then on Saturday I will be doing my 1000 thigh slap with the cam. I ask that everyone be really nice to me because I will end stream if I am called names and insulted in any way. And I will never do any such thing ever again. So I will ask that people be nice about it. Thank you. If you are rude, I will end stream even after one stinking comment, okay? So, I'm not really looking that forward to Saturday's stream, but I did promise, and it is a part of the Donathon rewards. So, I did promise. Is that a members only stream to cut down the riffraff? No. If anyone is a mod, please be vigilant because I will probably crash out. And I feel like I'm about to crash out anyways. Yippee! Anyways, what else? I think that's about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell and leave a comment if you like the stream. Blah, 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 blah. So, I also have merch with Uwu Market and Gamer Subs. I have a code for Gamer Subs. That is, if you use code Mercy, you can get 10% off your order. What else? I don't have anything else, I don't think. I'm gonna raid, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna raid into my waiting room. For the upcoming for tomorrow's stream. Unless somebody's on, then I can send you guys over there. But I'm gonna do the power wash stream. Oh yeah, and I have alternative audios on Patreon if you like that. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna probably crash out. So I'll see you guys again next time, okay? Scream for mercy or quietly just sigh. Bye-bye, 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 bye!